Welcome, survivors, burnout community, and those just interested. It's Kelly Buboltz, trainer, author, speaker, and your burnout prevention mentor. Burnout is not taboo. It's our reality in this chaotic, fast-paced world. But we're not going to let it drive the narrative to our stories. We're going to do something about it. So let's dig in. In a time in which technology is right in our fingertips, we can answer emails and texts and FaceTime and comment on social media at any point in time. We could be driving in a car or at the checkout line at the grocery store. It has shifted us from only being available at certain times or being okay with someone not responding for 24 hours to, if someone doesn't respond in the next couple hours, I'm worried. Or they're not performing, or they're not showing up for their team. The social norm of always available expectations has shifted over the years because of technological advances and us willingly going along the way for it. And so in a modern day workforce, aided by technology that assumes you are available 24/7, this constant connection without turning off is exhausting and leading to more burnout. And as someone who was always available in the 24/7 safety contact in the organization, I felt that. I felt like I always needed to check my work email. I was always swiping to refresh at 3 a.m. If I got a text about a safety incident, I wouldn't just answer back to text. I would email, I would call someone, I would do follow-up emails. I basically would be up for the day at 3 a.m. And it was very difficult to start shutting off. But it actually was probably the biggest catalyst in starting to disconnect from social norms and really center and align with my energy management. And a key factor in that is breaking the mold. So the first thing that you want to do is recognize that this is a social norm. This is not a necessity. This expectation has been put on you because everyone is doing it, that it's just the way things are. It doesn't mean that it's how it has to be. Just because something is happening around us doesn't mean that you also need to do that. So breaking the mold starts with awareness that if it doesn't align with your energy, if you are exhausted all the time and you feel like you always have to be on, something has to change. And whatever you are not changing, you are choosing. That was a hard lesson learned for me as well. So setting clear expectations for yourself is going to be important, because if you don't have clear expectations for yourself, don't start communicating those out to other people. It's going to be confusing. Set clear expectations for yourself. How is this going to look and why are you doing it? Then you are ready to communicate that out to colleagues and family ahead of time regarding your availability outside of work, regarding your availability inside of work. I was in meetings a lot and still answering texts and Teams chats. Do you think I was present during those meetings doing my best work? No, I was overloaded. I was doing 3 Kelly versions at once at any point in time. So an expectation was never set that, hey, I have meetings all day, so if you text me, I might not answer. If I'm not texting you back right away, I'm in other things. I will get back to you. Here's some resources in an emergency to contact. So how are you going to establish these boundaries? Is it designating certain hours in which you're off work, that you're not available, that you can do that focus work that I talk about in our work energy schedule? How are you going to unplug so that you're not always on? And that means social media. Because I'm sorry, it's hypocritical to say, I'm not going to be responding to work emails and texts, but I'll be texting all night with my family about their drama. I'll be on Facebook all night commenting. Okay, so you said that you wanted healthy boundaries, so you're not always on. You're still on, just in a different capacity. And I found that out because I'm a stress addict. I'm a workaholic. And what I did is I established boundaries here, and I didn't establish boundaries here. And so I didn't fix the root cause problem that I'm always on. I was just on in different ways. And so what I did is I just passed my stress addiction from work to family drama and friend drama and social media drama. Still exhausting. So again, as we work through this with the burnout community, you'll see yourself spinning wheels and you're like, I'm doing the things, I'm setting boundaries. Why do I still feel this way? And it's because you didn't fully commit to the boundary. So now I not only have a boundary for work, but I also have a boundary for just in general on my device. So that includes family, that includes friends, that includes social media. Because if I'm doing this, I'm not going to waste energy doing it halfway, right? We're already tired. So designating these unplugged times really established a line for me that I won't be online at this time, this is my recharge time. This is my time for my mind to just shut off and not have any requests, not have to think, not have to respond. It helped me actually nurture my personal life and re-energize so I could be more productive the next day. And that was a weird concept to get over, is that I would sign on after the kids would go to bed. I have 3 little kids. And so it would just churn all day, go to work, come home, churn again. And then after the kids would go to bed, I would sign up for work so that I could catch up for the next day. But was interestingly enough, I never actually catched up because there'll always be emails. So there'll always be something to do. And so I actually was putting my level of work way up here, that Kelly can produce way up here, because I'm working 80 hours a week. And so people started expecting me to just start responding at 10 o'clock. We were a 24/7 operation. So there's third shift people to respond to my emails. And then I would respond back, and then they would respond, and then I would respond, and I would just be working till 11 o'clock at night. And then I would wake up the next day, and you know what? Emails would be there. People would have requests. People would have expectations. It never actually cleaned up. So what I found out is, regardless of how much work you put in, there will always be more work. So how are you going to set a boundary so you can produce your best work, your most focused work? And that's energy management. You know from my story that this is not sustainable. You know from my story that the longer you go, the longer it is to get out. So by setting these boundaries across the board, you can start your energy management plan. You can start to focus your energy towards more energizing things than continually draining yourself and expecting the battery to refill up because you had a couple hours of sleep. By breaking this mold, you're not only resetting your energy, you're resetting your lifestyle.
I know you're not lazy. Most people in burnout are high performers, those serving others before themselves. Don't discount this step today, the action in which you focused on your self-growth. Piecing together the puzzle is half the journey. Rediscovering yourself, energy, and establishing new habits is the other. Do not underestimate the untapped inner strength inside you. Explore more resources on my website to move from zombie mode back to liveliness. See you soon.